Ultra Ego, Ultra Instinct. With the great power of Raditz and Goku combined, Moro was able to be defeated. The Saiyan brothers grow ever stronger, while Vegeta is also continuing down his own path, influenced by his very unique life. But where do we head next? Well, there's still one more villain to overcome. We'll see how that turns out in this finale of What If Raditz Survived. This villain isn't some alien from outer space or whatever, it's actually someone grown right here on Earth. Red Pharmaceuticals is there. Yes, the Red Ribbon Army still wants their revenge. They think they could actually win this time. They have the perfect plan too, another cell. But there's some conflict amongst the Red Pharmaceuticals crew because Dr. Hato wants to create some gammas, some more heroic androids in his mind. So we're going to be heading right into Superhero, but the events here pan out way differently thanks to the way it begins. Gamma 1 and 2 are created, but there's a pretty big issue. They can't attack Piccolo just yet. Despite their great strength, well, Piccolo is even stronger. And that's just Piccolo too. There's other people that are too strong for them to face. So the attack doesn't commence right away. Rather, Red Pharmaceuticals is left unchecked. More Gammas are actually built. Gamma 1 and 2 are the originals still. But the other ones, well, it's exactly what Dr. Hato wanted. A whole army of Gammas, led by Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. Magenta and Carmine still do want Cell Max made, but Dr. Hato's convinced this will work. They won't need to resort to that monster. And hey, worst case, the Gamma army will buy them some time. If they're somehow defeated, which they won't be, well, by then, Cell Max's brainwashing will be complete. And he'll be complete, actually. There's no plot from Piccolo to try to get Gohan to train again, because he's actually already pretty fine with that. And the Red Ribbon Army doesn't even attack just yet, so there's no reason for Piccolo to start that plan anyways. But one day near his house, an android shows up. One of the Gammas. He starts a fight with Piccolo, and pretty easily, Piccolo's able to defeat this Gamma. Noticing a badge on his jacket, the Red Ribbon Army. Another Gamma appears, and then a few more. Piccolo's able to fend all of them off, having to resort to using his ultimate form, but still, it's pretty effortless once he transforms. Then a huge wave of Gammas come his way. What the hell's going on? It seems endless, and from up above, he can see two of them standing over. They have numbers on them. The rest of them, they're not actually numbered at all. 1 and 2 watch on. They'll get involved if needed. Not that they're too much stronger than any of the other Gammas, but they're mainly serving as the commander of the Gammas. Piccolo goes up to attack them, wanting to get some answers, but more Gammas start attacking him, preventing him from reaching 1 and 2. Gohan senses this as well, flying over in Super Saiyan 2, and he knows that these guys are actually pretty strong. But even though he's just using Super Saiyan 2 here, he's fine. Plus there's Piccolo there to help him. But it's endless. The Gammas keep coming. Before there was only a few of them fighting Piccolo and Gohan at once, but now there's a whole army. They're swarming everywhere like bugs. Piccolo has to power up into his orange form. They can't believe it. This many androids at once? How are they supposed to win here? Gamma 1 and 2 watch on. Happy. This will be good. The Gammas will wipe out Gohan and Piccolo, and then they can move on to their next targets. Piccolo's overcome by most of the Gammas, showcasing more strength than Gohan and trying to protect Gohan too. But Gohan tells Piccolo to focus on protecting himself here. Don't worry about him. But Piccolo can't help it. The two are overrun by this army, with the area completely filled with Gammas. Gamma 2 tries to scan the area. He can't even see Gohan or Piccolo, as a tsunami of Gammas flies in. But as he's scanning, he notes something strange. Gamma 1 detects it as well. It's back at Red Pharmaceuticals. Cell Max. He's been awakened. But at the same time, Gamma 2 then notices another power. He scans the area, as a huge explosion occurs, knocking all the other Gammas back. All he sees there is Piccolo laying on the ground, still in his orange form, barely being conscious. But then a massive laser sweeps across the area, instantly eliminating all the Gammas. They look at the source of the laser, and they see, floating above Piccolo, there's Gohan. Pushed to the limit, and furious. He's awakened a new power that's been dormant within him. Piccolo looks up not even knowing what this is. Gamma 1 and 2 look on with concern, as Gohan glares at them. He lifts a hand up, charging a quick blast, about to eliminate them as well. But then he senses the same thing that the two Gammas detected. It's a fearsome energy, and he asks the two of them. They must know what that is. What is it? Start talking. Gamma 2 tells him it's no use anyways. These two villains right here, they'll be defeated by Dr. Hato's newest weapon, Cell Max. A massive gust of wind echoes through the area, and Gohan looks on in pure disbelief. It's Cell. He looks different, but he looks like that Cell that he fought before. What the hell is a Cell Max? And Cell smirks. Why is Gohan so surprised? Oh, he could see why. He probably thinks it's the same Cell from before. But Cell says no, that's not the case. He's a completely new Cell. He's perfect. A new definition of perfect, actually. The other Cell may have been perfect in his own way, but he was outdated. This Cell, he's so much better. And he won't fail here. He clashes with Gohan. And even with this new power Gohan just awakened, he's surprised. He's struggling with Cell. Weakly, Piccolo gets back up, joining in on the fight too, trying to help to the best of his abilities. And Cell Max says he's amazed. He didn't even recognize his own power. This'll be a great test for it. The two Gammas watch on, wondering how this is gonna go. They didn't expect Gohan to get some new power here, but Cell Max should still be fine. and then they hear a weird sound behind them as Vegeta teleports Goku and Raditz in. They sensed everything that was going on, and Goku looks on excited. Awesome! Gohan has a new form. Is that Ultra Instinct? He can't actually tell, but he has white hair. Raditz tells his brother to stop being a goof. Just try and sense that energy. It's not godly at all, and it feels completely different from Ultra Instinct. But more importantly, Raditz is interested in who Gohan's fighting, and he asks these two other people here. Who are they? Do they have any idea of what's going on? And Gamma 1 and 2 just look on in shock. They knew they were going to encounter these three eventually, but not so soon. Goku notices the red ribbon logo on their jackets. Oh great, more androids. That explains the Cell-looking dude. But Vegeta could sense Cell Max's energy. It's not the same Cell as before. Raditz and Goku note this too. And Raditz turns over to the Gammas, smiling menacingly. How about this? Give him some info and he won't instantly eliminate the Gammas. He'd be perfectly justified in doing so. I mean, they are red ribbon androids. He's not going to deal with that nonsense again. You know what? Raditz has a perfect way to settle this. He powers up into Ultra Ego, jumping in to help Gohan and Piccolo. Telling Gohan his new form looks pretty cool, and he's starting to barge in on Gohan's fight. But they really should end this now. But Gohan says that's what he's trying to do. Wait, what? Raditz thought this was taking so long because he was trying to test his power or something, but no, Gohan's actually struggling here. Cell Max is holding back actually, and his strength, it's unfathomable. Quickly, Raditz tries to Hakai him, but then Cell looks over, smirking as he does his own Hakai, with the two Hakais colliding, generating a massive explosion that completely levels the area. Piccolo's pretty pissed by this. Why does this have to be at his house, or what's left of it now because it's completely erased? Raditz sighs. Great, another Hakai user just like Moro. The complete Cell Max is way too strong. And Raditz looks over to Gohan. He did this before. He could defeat Cell again. He knows it, especially with that great power his nephew has. And you know this is kind of giving him deja vu. Gohan getting a new spiky-haired form that makes his hair a lot bigger as well, against Cell of all people? Yeah, this is probably gonna go the same way, but Gohan isn't so sure. This seems different. This Cell. He has no idea of what to do against him. Not to mention, he has all the powers of everybody here that they've gained since then. They just watched Cell use the Hakai. Who knows what else he could have? Cell sarcastically claps, commending Gohan for this observation. That is right, he has everybody's abilities. Goku flies over too. Well, they defeated Moro last time who had everyone's abilities, so who's to say they can't do the same here? Raditz tells Goku, they should fuse again. Raditz will definitely be able to win here. And Goku tells Raditz that's a good call. But Cell laughs at this. Do they forget? He has everyone's abilities. That includes Vegeta's. Damn it, that flew over Vegeta's head too. That means Cell has 4 Spirit Fission. Any fusion that they do can just be completely undone by Cell. Cell says it's a nice try though. The group fights Cell Max together, with Gamma 1 and 2 watching on. Cell Max definitely is interesting. But something is strange here. These guys are apparently villains, but they're not really acting like it. If anything, Cell is more so acting like a villain. But it doesn't matter. They believe in what they were told, so they continue observing, hoping that Cell Max will win here. Vegeta's trying to think over a strategy in his head. Fusion could really help here, but they can't fuse against Cell, he'll just undo it. Unless... wait, he has the perfect plan. Telepathically he communicates with everyone. He's about to do something strange, but just trust him on this. Raditz doesn't really like the sound of that, and Piccolo's not sure what he has in mind either. But Goku and Gohan, well, maybe it's okay. It's not like this is the same Vegeta before, so whatever he got planned here, it's definitely gonna help. They could trust him. And then they see there's some goo wrapping around all their legs, just like what Majin Buu did. And they see exactly what's going on here. Vegeta's absorbing all of them. Alright, never mind, Goku and Gohan don't like this. But Vegeta says it's fine. This is only temporary. He'll let them out after doing so. And obviously Cell could see this all happening. He's intrigued. He'll just unfuse them. But Vegeta says Cell's miscalculating here. Vegeta knows the ins and outs of 4 Spirit Fission. If Cell tries to use it against him, Vegeta knows how to defend against it, how to prevent it from even happening. And this way, a fusion can work. His own abilities with Spirit Control will actually defend against Cell's Spirit Control abilities. Great. Raditz didn't see his day going like this, being absorbed by Vegeta. And while Goku's kind of freaked out by this, you know what? He trusts that Vegeta will let them out afterwards. He is a pure-hearted being now, after all. If this were the Vegeta they knew before, then it would be an issue. They all assimilate into Vegeta as Vegeta tries to hold off Cell on his own, with Vegeta seeing an exponential increase in power, and Cell Max chuckles. What an interesting fusion. Vegeta tries to charge up energy, and as he taps into his reserves of ki, he notices he has much more than he ever could have expected. He powers up into his divine form, but this isn't any normal divine form. This is Ultra Divine Vegeta. At least, that's what he calls it. The name seems fitting. He taunts Cell too. If he's so perfect, he should be able to win here. And Cell starts attacking Vegeta, but nothing can be done against him. They were able to hold Cell Max off before, but now, Vegeta is completely overpowering him. He simply glares at Cell Max, and just the movement of his eyes alone are enough to fling Cell back. And Vegeta's gonna try to finish this as quickly as possible. Cell's enraged now. He grows in size, declaring that he won't lose here. He's surrounded by a furious purple aura, utilizing the power of Ultra Ego. And Vegeta laughs. He could do that too. He activates Raditz's powers. If needed, he could use Goku's as well, utilizing Ultra Instinct. The rage of Gohan burns within him as well, fueling him as he fights. His potential and powers soar far beyond where they were before. The two of them clash in a battle of raw strength. Vegeta starts doing something strange too. He rips pieces of himself off, throwing them around the area. Cell constantly tries launching Hakais at Vegeta, but they do nothing against him. He could defend against that too. At points in the battle, he taps into Ultra Instinct as well, effortlessly dodging any attack that Cell throws at him. He keeps ripping pieces of himself off, constantly regenerating and throwing more around the area. Cell dodges all of them, thinking that Vegeta's trying to absorb him. That's not gonna work. But Vegeta says that's not happening here. He doesn't need Cell's power, nor does he want Cell as part of it. All the pieces of Vegeta start floating around Cell, then each generating into a clone of Vegeta. His power is limitless. Cell tells Vegeta it's stupid to split himself up, splitting his strength amongst all these clones like that. And Vegeta says he doesn't care if he's splitting himself up. Even if he's only at a fraction of his power, he's still far beyond wherever Cell could hope to be. Each clone sticks out a hand, charging a Big Bang attack. An Ultra Big Bang attack, actually. No, Vegeta needs a better name for this. This is him cloning himself, doing Big Bang attacks as if they were Hellzone grenades. But he needs a name that fits with that. Big Bang. How about something in that same vein? The Big Crunch. This is Vegeta's Big Crunch attack. With all the clones launching Big Bang attacks at Cell, with all of the attacks converging into one single point. Cell tries to power up, growing even more in size, but he's pushed back by all these attacks. He can't defend against all of them at once. He screams, this isn't supposed to happen. He's better than the last Cell. He can't die here. And as he tries to fend off against all the individual attacks, all of Vegeta's merge back into one. With Vegeta then lunging through all the ki blasts, with a hand stretched out in front of him. Quickly, he launches a Hakai. Cell is completely erased. With all the ki blasts finally colliding, exploding. In unison with the Hakai, Vegeta jumps back as the two Gammas are flung away, and he looks up at them, floating upwards. You can tell something's weird about them. They're different. He then separates everyone out of him, thanking them for their help, and he asks, should he just eliminate these two androids right here? The Gamma say they were simply trying to protect Earth, but Vegeta says that's what they were doing. That's what that monster was, Cell Max. They saw what he was doing. The Gammas watched the entire fight, and as much as they hate to admit it, they clearly see they were in the wrong. These people aren't villains, they're heroes. Cell is a villain, and that means with them protecting Cell, they're being the villains here. But they were made to be superheroes, and Piccolo could tell this too. With all the other Gammas that he was fighting, well, they seem to all be mindless clones. These two actually have some sort of sense of individuality. All the other Gammas were also spouting nonsense about being heroes, and how they were serving justice here. It seems like they were misled. This group of fighters isn't full of villains. Well, maybe in a former life, yeah. Piccolo, Vegeta, Raditz, but not anymore. The two Gammas don't know what to think, and they simply fly off. Raditz chuckles, thanking Vegeta for not leaving them in there because he definitely could have just gotten away with that. And Vegeta says the old him may have done so, but he reminds Raditz, he's not the same Vegeta. Nor is Raditz the same Raditz. It's just like Piccolo was saying. Maybe in a former life, yeah, they were different people. At least Goku and Gohan here, they've always been good. But these three, they've each gone through their own weird development, with none of them expecting their lives to ever turn out like this. And Raditz laughs. Unlike Vegeta, he unfortunately still is the same person. Vegeta is literally a different person now. But Goku tells Raditz, Vegeta's right though. Yeah, Vegeta went through a massive physical and mental change, but that doesn't mean Raditz change is any less noticeable either. And hey, look at Piccolo too. He's not a different person. He still is the normal Piccolo. Piccolo interjects, technically he's the reincarnation of the Demon King Piccolo. But Gohan nudges Piccolo. Let Goku hype his brother up. No need for technicalities. And Raditz has a weird look on his face, but then laughs it all off. He hates to get sentimental and corny, but they are right. He grabs Vegeta and Goku with each arm, and tells them that's enough of the Disney Channel stuff. They need to celebrate like true Saiyan warriors. He points to Gohan and Piccolo too. That includes them as well. And he knows exactly where to go. He lets everyone out on a little secret. Otherworld has some pretty great stuff. Especially King Kai. He's got a great stash of alcohol. And you know what? While they're at it, get everyone there. They don't spend enough time together. They need to change that. Let them get involved in Raditz's parties. Bring Goten along too. In Otherworld, there's no drinking age because everybody's dead anyways. Goku says he's fine with Goten coming, but okay, that's a little far. King Kai's surprised to see everyone show up on his planet. But he is kind of bored. He doesn't mind Raditz throwing a party here, and he's glad to host. There aren't too many people there because not everyone can handle the gravity, so that's also a plus. And King Kai gets to see his former student Goku. And actually, he has a surprise. He's been meaning to show Raditz this. Raditz put him onto motorcycles, and look what he's got here. Besides just his nice old classic car, he got a new motorcycle now. And Raditz's jaw drops. It's beautiful. And he asks King Kai, can he ride that motorcycle? As everyone else feasts and drinks on King Kai's planet, they watch as Raditz flies the motorcycle over to Snake Way. And he gets on the motorcycle with King Kai in the sidecar. King Kai still doesn't actually know how to drive it, so Raditz will be the one to pilot it. They drive it down Snake Way, as everyone else continues celebrating. To think, all of this because Piccolo slightly misplaced one of his attacks a while back. And look at this, everyone's living such a better life for it, especially Goku and Raditz. They started out with some animosity between them, but now, they formed a strong sibling bond. Raditz spent so much time pushing Goku away, but just like with everybody else, Goku's influence rubbed off on him. And even with the terrible things he did, Goku still had some sort of hope that Raditz could become a better person, which he did. He's a proud and powerful Saiyan warrior. He's a student of a god of destruction. He's cool Uncle Raditz. He's a rival and best friend of Piccolo. He's reconciled with Vegeta. And most importantly, he and Goku, they're also best friends. They're brothers, with great power and an even greater bond. And it's funny, the first time Goku was on this planet, Raditz was partially responsible for sending him here. And once again, Raditz brought him right back, but in a much better set of circumstances. And this is where the series ends off. That was a pretty long one, actually one of my longest scenarios yet, and honestly, one of my favorites too. I hope you guys all enjoyed this because it was a lot of fun to make, and like I said, personally it's one of my favorites too. But let me know what you guys thought below, and be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, I want to thank all of you for watching, thanks for supporting this very long scenario to the end, and I'll see you all in my next video.